So welcome, guys. Thank you very much for.
Thank you for inviting.
Thank you for coming to this space, and I'm really excited to hear about your story about RESERVAE and each one of you personal story, and maybe get to learn a little bit more about this little paradise we're living.
Wow, that's the goal. That's the goal of RESERVAE.
Showing a bit more of the paradise.
Yeah, well, let's not say that it's a paradise.
It is.
Yeah.
Too much.
In a way it is, and in a way...
Yeah. No, because
I understand.
Then people will come more and more and more and more, and we don't have enough infrastructure to
Okay. Let me rephrase it. It's a very humid, cold, bad weather, foggy, gray paradise.
Exactly.
So this is for everyone that listening. It's a very foggy and gray paradise. It's only for the people who like this kind of...
Yeah, but it is, because everyone complains, even in Portugal, everyone complains about, the ericeira weather, that's really shitty. It's really cold, and it's always cold, it's always cloudy. That's I usually say that we the only timings we have here is the tides timings. That's how, and it's true. Almost everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people in ericeira, they move around the tides.
Well,
Fishermen,
people working with the water,
Fishermen,
sure.
Surfers, surf schools. Everyone is watching the tide. If it's too low, it's too high. We cannot give a surf lesson. We cannot go out with the boats or whatever. It's. I think that's the thing that still stands with ericeira, the old ericeira and the new ericeira, is that the tides. The tides are the most important thing in ericeira.
That's amazing, because you know
that's a statement. That's a statement.
No, but it's so true. I had this carpenter did some work in the house. Amazing work, by the way, Brazilian guy, and he said I needed to come and finish the work. It's also sometimes happens, but and he said, I'm gonna come after high tide.
Exactly.
So because he wanted the mid tide for his surfing, and
if he's not a goofy footer, because if he's a goofy footer at high tide, he goes to Pedra Branca.
Pedra Branca only breaks at high tide.
Well, no, but it's better with higher tide.
I think he's a regular.
Okay.
I think
that's why he came on a high tide.
I don't want to say his name without asking, although I have only good things to say about him. Yeah. But he's for the big waves. He's a stand-up paddleboard, and he's for the big waves. So he goes San Lorenzo sometimes. He's one of these
attitude guys.
He's very has this Buddhistic kind of very very calm, very everything is.
Of course, he has to.
Yeah, everything is in his time. Just the tide moves, but he amazing personality.
That's good.
Yeah, there is quite a really serious crew of chargers in ericeira.
There is
world top surfers. Excuse my French, but big balls guys.
Yeah. You have a crew of surfers that actually they live around São Lourenço, and São Lourenço is our sunset beach. It's the best that you compare with, because it's a break. It works sometimes with low tides and small swells, but it's the best wave we have here. With big swells, it breaks. It stands I don't know, maybe 7, 8, 10 meters. I don't know.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
I've seen one day that Italian guy who lives there. I don't remember his name. And João Flecha, they were outside, and Joana Andrade too.
Andrade, she's gonna be the mayor. This lady. I never met her, but just by her.
Well, you should. But if she's the mayor, oh God, everyone would go really straight.
Yeah. Would be like
Because she's
Singapore, you know?
Yeah. She's really a kind-hearted person, but really tough.
I heard her name from a company I worked for that has electric bicycles.
Yeah.
And
She has a car.
She is. They sponsor her or give her.
The bikes.
And they were telling me it was 4 years ago or 3 years ago when I arrived to ericeira, and this is the first time I heard of. And then I started investigating, and I remember Sunny Breger, the photographer.
Yeah.
Put on a story on her Instagram of her being paddling out on a 8
or
and a
10
half
foot board,
something
maybe. Yeah,
gun
9, 10
paddling and basically crossing this mountain of foam.
Yeah.
I was like, this lady is she's
And she already charged Nazaré the last weekend.
Really?
Yeah. Well, she charges Nazaré hard. She's now into Nazaré really hard.
Yeah. So I
But
needed.
she pedals out also in São Lourenço, and there's a crew of guys that pedal out in São Lourenço when it's big. That's why you have the reserve.
Yeah.
That's why I have the reserve. We have like a big wave surf spot in São Lourenço, and then you have Coxos, you have Ribeiradilhas, you have the cave, you have Pedra Branca. We have like in 3-4 kilometers, we have like amazing waves, reef, backdoor. Amazing waves. This is.
How did
it's even smaller than the North Shore of Oahu.
How did it came to be? Like geographical? Did you ever research it? Like, was there like a volcano eruption? Some places, there is like a river that changed the reefs, or some sort of a movement that made this place maybe the way that it shaped.
That's something that's something I think it's going to be studied and presented by the projects we were talking about with the Ericeira Surf Club. They have like they're one of the most active clubs in Portugal. Ericeira Surf Club, one of the oldest, 30 years old this year, I think 30 years old. And of course, you have Caparica, you have Figueira, you have Peniche, you have some clubs and Algarve, Portimão, for example. Well, you have some clubs that really work, but Ericeira Surf Club, it's really working, and they are going to study that geography. Well, that the whys, but it has a lot to do with the volcanoes, because if you go, I have a really good friend, one of my best friends. He's not a surfer, and he just had a surf lesson the other day with me just for fun, but he's like he's a lot into geology.
Yeah.
And he comes with his friends from the geology crew that they come a lot to Ribeiradilhas just to watch the morphology of the cliffs.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when we go to Ribeiradilhas, we say, oh, the Pedra Preta. That's the Pedra Preta is like our landmark and blah blah blah. Pedra Preta is like a chimney.
Yeah.
It's a chimney. It's a chimney that just that's what he told me. Yeah. It's a chimney that was that stood there, you know, just
it's blocked. Amazing this black big rock. Also, by the way, I think one of my best sessions was in. I'm not a very good surfer. I surf for many years, but I'm not like a big charger.
Me neither.
And I had a really good session at Pontinha.
Pontinha. Yeah.
Wow, that's a spot, you know. That's a nice. It's not always going, but sometimes it's wow. It's nice. It's so nice.
Sometimes even with high tide, it works. It depends on what kind of board you surf with, what swell. What are you expecting from surfing? Surfing is, as a surf teacher, I always say this, and it's not just out of your mouth. It is the truth. Surfing is about having fun.
Yeah.
So I'm 54. I'm surfing for 42 years already. So nowadays, I just want to have fun when I go in the water. So if I'm not surfing with a a 510 short board, 3 fin, and with like really thin board. With I don't know, now everyone talks about the volume, how many liters. But I grew up without.
We didn't talk about liters when I grew up as well.
And the thing is, okay, I'll say like 25 liters board. I won't surf with that because I would sink. So I have to go with different boards. That's an advice I give to everyone. Try different boards. Try soft boards. Try soft boards, long boards, bodyboarding, body surfing. We were talking about Vicky was saying that she had a ball with high tide at Ribeira. Me too. You know why? Because I had a longboard, my new Nico Waveglider longboard, 9.4. 9.4 is huge, but it glides like, it's beautiful. I even had lefts at Ribeira. So it's amazing. You have to have fun.
This guy is really gifted, huh?
Well, you should talk with him.
That's
an experience also.
Yeah, yeah. You think maybe
of course,
you can introduce
because he's my neighbor next door. So
yeah,
it's easy.
I never met him.
He's in Hawaii right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know the guy who works at the Wave Gliders. The guy in the shop.
No, João.
I know João. Yeah, goofy footer.
Yeah, he surfs really good.
And he surfs all kinds of crazy vehicles.
Exactly.
And I really want to talk to Nico because I'm really interested in that. And you talked about try soft boards. My new board I just bought is a 7.0 Big Baron black, all soft.
What?
And I had one day with it. So far I only surfed with it one day at Ribeira Ilhas, and the day after the competition. So it was the day after the final.
Beautiful. It was beautiful.
It was just like it was wow. It was.
It was amazing.
It was perfect.
I had some friends staying here by that time. They're from Switzerland. It's a family, and they come here every year, like maybe 2-3 weeks, and they were here on the last days of the competition and the 2 weeks after, and they had like it. Well, it's a couple. Michael also surfs for a long time, but the kids are 10 and 7, so of course if it's too big, they're intimidated. But they are tough. They go out and paddle, and Danielle, the little one, 7 years old, she looks like Marica when she was young, probably, or younger, because she's still young. But the thing is, they had so much fun on those days. That was crazy. And let me tell you, with low tide, with high tide, with mid tide, every kind of tide. And it was small. It was not huge. It was
the day after. The final was not small. It was like 2 meters.
Yeah. Even in the best day of the competition.
The last day. Yeah, when I've seen you, it was some size, not huge, not massive, but it was some size. But it was so perfect.
Perfect.
So it was just like, and the next day it was a little bit smaller, maybe by half a meter. So like meter to meter and a half, but perfect conditions, perfect and easy paddle out. Everything. This is the problem. So Ribeira has a very easy access. Yeah. And you sometimes see like somebody that has no experience on paddling just cooking around over there, having no idea, and kind of ruining for everyone the fun.
That's the problem. That's the things a lot of people say, oh, the problem at Ribeira or other spots, Matador or whatever, are the surf schools. They're not. Surf schools have rules. Yeah. The problem is the rentings. It's because if you want to rent a car, you have to show your driver's license, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you want to rent a surfboard, you don't have to show your surfer's license.
Show your credit card.
You show a credit card, and you rent it, and you go out. And a lot of places don't care if they don't know the rules. If the other day, like 2 weeks before the competition, there was a bigger day at Ribeira Ilhas, and I was out with my son. It was maybe 2 meters, and there were 2 kids with bodyboards with no streams, no fins. The
bodyboard with a painting of Frozen. So they
probably,
bought it at the supermarket.
Probably, I can't remember. and there was some current. They were being pushed towards the main peak, and they were just in front of the line that surfers would do. And I grabbed them and I said, you have to go out because it's dangerous for you, it's dangerous for everyone here, and you will be dragged to, I don't know.
Into the rocks.
Into Alibaba.
Yeah.
Or into the rocks. So get out of here. I was not being, I was not hassling them. I was just trying to put them in safe, Come on. It's safe for them, safe for me.
Safe for everyone.
For everyone. So the places that rent surfboards, they do have to. You have to solve this. They have to
even just to put on a questionnaire.
Exactly.
What's your experience? Have you surfed before? Like a genuine questionnaire that people would feel, that this like somehow related to insurance or something, made something that they have a relationship with that. And then if they show some they show inexperience, that they are inexperienced, they have no experience in surfing, they will say, okay, we not rent to you. We can give you a surf lesson.
A surf lesson. That's what I told the kids. Come on, you have to go out and ask for a surf lesson, not a renting. Come on.
Marica, so what is your relationship to surfing? When did you kind of like got the bug of surfing?
Maybe it was 4 years ago, more or less. Started surfing actually in Portugal. Way before, when I did my Erasmus in Lisbon.
Oh, I thought it was in Germany.
I took some lessons, so it's way before, like 15 years ago. But I just tried, so I didn't know anything about surfing. And then 4 years ago, I started to surf, the coastline in France and Spain and Portugal also, just on holidays. So if you say you surf since 4 years, as a German, doesn't count. The way it counts here. So you have like twice a year, you have your 1 week of holiday and you try to surf with a rental board, with shitty conditions. Maybe you're not in the right condition. So you don't learn that much, of course, not as someone living here. So.
And you feel the progression, you always learn new thing. I mean, you already have, like, you surf on, how do you call it these days? Blue water, or you get a corner? You know what I mean?
Green water.
Green wave.
Green wave. You surf.
Yeah, sure.
That's nice.
Yeah.
This, the moment you have a green wave, it's like a switch on, switch off moment. You kind of figure out like, hey, I think I understand what's happening here. Because if you surf on white water, you don't understand any. I mean, specifically, you don't understand the concept of surfing. But when you turn to the side and you see the green water, things make sense. You suddenly you see the line, and you see like almost like the energy reforming under your feet, and you kind of get the idea. That's nice. That's nice.
And you surf the energy. A wave is energy moving through water. It's not water moving. Right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But it's the truth. Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
But it's the truth. It's the energy.
I want to talk a little bit about the magazine because we can talk about waves.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again and talk about waves more and more. But how this idea RESERVAE, how did it came to be?
Well, we have both journalistic background.
Yeah.
Well, you were a journalist. I was doing magazines for agency in Germany. So we both knew a bit about the topic. I came here, I think, 2.5 years ago. And I was once a neighbor of Miguel. And we didn't really meet, we didn't really talk, but then we met again on the party.
Which is awkward because I talk with everyone.
Yeah, that's really awkward.
Very friendly guy.
We didn't cut the chance.
Yeah. Then we met again at the party of a common friend, at the paella party, and another friend, Miguel, introduced us, and we started talking about magazines, actually about our profession, and then we were like, well, I was saying, do you think ericeira has potential for her own magazine, because there's nothing like this here. There's no magazine. I was like, yeah, sure.
Let's go.
But then I thought, like, well, we can't only do a surf magazine. It's just a bit too boring and just a bit too plain. We need to do something else. We need to actually find something with a purpose.
Yeah.
And then we were thinking about the situation, about the digital nomads, the internationals, the foreigners in Ericeira, creating their own community and not really living with the locals together. So I always thought I want to create something that helps bringing them together a bit more. So then we designed, or we put the concept of a magazine which helps trying to do so.
It's an amazing concept. I don't know if you understand, but this magazine, it's a culture magazine, surf magazine. There's photography, there is amazing artwork and everything, and it's half of the page is in English and half of the page is in Portuguese. So you can also have a chance to learn Portuguese, and this is actually one of the key things to get closer to Portuguese people, because they really have a pride about the language, about their culture, and this is amazing concept. And by the way, I don't know if you know, Daniela was here.
Yeah.
She was here. We had a conversation, and we talked, and she gave me a new phrase which I really like.
One of the expressions.
Yeah, one of the expressions. I like it because "Ure sobre azul."
Ouro sobre azul.
Ouro sobre azul. I like it. I like this. How
golden over blue.
Yeah, I like it.
Like
I like the concept.
Golden. Well, that was the goal, is to, well, at the paella party at Oliver's house, and Miguel Duarte also presented us, and Miguel is a lot like, maybe from Miguel's, because we are connecting people all the time, you know, like Miguel is also a PR, really good PR, and he felt that we should connect and know each other, and of course we were talking for hours. I don't know.
At that party,
that party, we were talking for hours.
And then I kept quiet because it was like, fuck, I feel something's going on here. Something's changing. I couldn't sleep that night because I was so busy thinking about the concept, and I started
the
working.
wheels were running.
I started working in the night.
We talked about, and the concept was, well, she's German, I'm Portuguese. My girlfriend Sarah, which is also involved in the magazine, she's Portuguese too, but she's from the north of Portugal. And then we have Laura the designer. She's Dutch. When I came to live in Ericeira, I lived with Laura and Linda. We shared an apartment, and she's Dutch. And suddenly, we were talking about, at that party, we had like Spanish, Dutch, German, Portuguese, I don't know, Italians, people from all over the world. And we said, okay, to do something about Ericeira and a cultural / surfing / arty magazine, we have to put it in Portuguese and English, at least, and we have to try to connect the communities.
Absolutely.
Because even the people who did the magazine, we are from all different parts of the world.
It's not only 4 people, so right now
of course.
Almost 20 people working on the magazine. We have editors, we have photographers, we have designers, we have videographers from all over the world. And that's the beauty of the project. Actually, what we stand for, saying in the magazine, we want to connect these 2 worlds.
Connecting the
actually do in the team.
That's amazing. Actually, I like the you know, instead of polarization, them and us and them.
Yeah.
I like it that like it's us. Only us, you know.
Us together.
Us together. We live here. We because it's crazy, you know. It's many people come, and this place has energy, like magnetizing energy. Again, we keep it between like special people like it, not everyone.
Foggy, it's rainy.
It's foggy and rainy. But it has a special kind of magnetizing energy, and people come here, and people. A lot of the people put their life here. They put their life savings and buy a house here, and they put their kids in the schools here, and they open businesses here, and still there is some of the it's not a lot of, it's not a bad situation, but it happened. There is us and them a little bit, and I think it's important that people, the Portuguese and the expats, will overcome this obstacle. You know, it will be like sort of like how can I say it? Like the new ericeira in a way, you know, because I understand where the local, the traditional people coming from, but in a way, not all the people who buy here houses and invest in this place are just, you know, buy and live like a ghost apartment. And some people really want to make their life here. They really like it. They like the food. They like the people. They like the culture. They like the language. They like everything. So I mean, why should it be so polarizing? We should and this is a perfect.
That was the goal. That was the goal to bring the community together.
To bring together and show the best of the region here of ericeira.
Yeah.
We show the best from both parts.
Yeah.
And we try to introduce the other part to the other part. So we're trying to learn from each other.
Yeah. Yeah,
well,
super cool.
As a Portuguese, it's easy to. I have a lot of friends that talk about it. It's easy to be in that corner of us and them.
Yeah.
Because of course, we are one of the poorest countries in Europe. We have a low income, and of course, if someone comes from Germany, from France, from whatever. And they come with their bigger budgets. It's easier for them to buy, of course. But this, let me tell you to the Portuguese, this won't stop. It won't stop. So it's better for us to understand each other, work together, and adapt, create a new thing, because this won't stop. It's better to stay together. Come on, it's. I believe in talking, like you have noticed, but
no, this is why we're here.
but I think that we have to understand each other. And the good thing and the funny thing about RESERVAE is that by doing the magazine, and we had a lot of birth things that we can talk, birth pains that we can talk about. But the good thing that I feel that with the two of us, then the four of us, then the six, then the eight, then the I don't know how many people, 20 something people that created and put it all together. We created not only a gathering, but a movement. RESERVAE is now a movement. Because Marica had the great idea of doing some videos and creating the crowdfunding and all that. And with that, by doing that, I think we generated a movement of people that want the same thing. Portuguese, expats, whatever, you know?
It's amazing. You think we will see more and more? I mean, what you think will be the first thing to do in getting the community closer? I mean, aside of this magazine, like, would you recommend, of course, I mean, I would obviously recommend for foreigners to get better in Portuguese, you know, try. I think this is like crucial.
You're doing, you are doing that.
Yeah,
Daniel,
eu posso falar português.
Exato.
But this is the end. No, no, I can speak, but I cannot make a profound point. Like I would sound retard, and it's
no worries.
To talk to Daniela.
Yeah, Danielle is. I think she's having more and more students. That's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Of course, if I would go to some. Look, I'm always putting myself in other people's shoes. And if I would go to Germany, first I would want to be with German people, not Portuguese people, because if I want to go to Germany, I'm not going to stay with Portuguese. Come on, I'm going there to know Germans, to know Germany. So I would have to speak German. Come on, it's obvious, you know.
Yeah.
It's of course we in Portugal we have a really good thing with languages because our TV is not dubbed, it's subtitled. So from really, really young, we hear every kind of language all the time. So.
And here in RESERVAE specifically, the level of English is very high. I mean, compared to a lot of places in the world, many people here speaks English, and I think also the fact that there are so many languages here, it's also enriching. It's make the community, both sides, very rich, because I'm like, I'm getting a word in German, I'm learning a new thing in French every time, and I'm picking up, of course, the different accents between Brazilian, and that's very easy. So it's like super interesting. It's like a beautiful like a palette of colors here with the languages and everything. Yeah, it's great. And I think also the local, I mean, just like, how can I say it? I think the fact, like I hear this notion that, expats, they are working on the computer and money comes from overseas somehow. But it's also an opportunity for Portuguese people to jump on board and, hey, how do you do that? Exactly. And I want to work with you in that. I want to. Can I bring value to your company back in the Netherlands or back in Norway or wherever it is? And what do? I'm a designer. Oh, we need it. So this can and then suddenly this thing can. It will take time, but it will happen.
In Portugal, we have a word, it's saudade. And we have the fado. And that's like kind
fado
of...
the music.
Fado the music, yeah. Fado the music, but also the vibe.
Yeah.
Fado is not only music, it's a vibe. It's the... we tend to be really looking into the past. Portuguese people have that. Yeah. It's something that we have, but people a lot of times, and specifically here in ericeira, they speak about like 10 years ago, 20 years ago used to be really good. It wasn't. Come on, it wasn't. It's much better like it is today. And guess what? Time doesn't go back. Time keeps running. So
true.
Adapt. That's the good thing about surfing. You always have to adapt. That's the lesson you get from surfing. Adapt to the water, adapt to the ocean, like you have to adapt to life. Yeah. So adapt.
Just make the best out of it, right?
Of course.
That's what we're trying with the magazine. So we have the situation. We can't change the government. We can't change the people coming into Portugal.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we just make the best of it. And we're not like promoting ericeira as one of the best cities to live, and we're not promoting ericeira to get more tourists.
Just
that's
showing.
Not the aim.
I don't think it's possible to make it even more. Let's say.
That's it. We don't have space for any more.
Yeah. Well, if I know that the city hall is looking at the infrastructure, because of course it's pretty obvious right now that the infrastructure, the roads, everything is too small.
It's still quite spacious, but I understand what you say. If it will not be addressed now, with thinking in like 5-10 years from now, it will create a problem, and it also will reduce the quality of life of the residents here, because it will be.
That's sorry. I know. One of the things I'm originally not from here too, but almost no one is from here. Okay. Even the Portuguese that you find out here, of course there are people from here, but a lot of people from outside ericeira has come here. Even the best surfers, you see, the surfers that are local.
Tiago Pires,
for example, he's from Lisbon.
He's from Lisbon.
Yeah, of course he says, and he feels like from ericeira. But he's originally from Lisbon.
Alfinês.
Alfacinha. Yeah, actually he's from Alvalade, I think. Yeah, he grew up there. But that's not a problem. Come on, it is what it is. Tiago Oliveira is from Lisbon. Miguel Fortes is from Lisbon. Nicuricio is from California. Kika is from Estoril or Carcavelos or Oeiras or something like that. Michel Amaro also. So the first guys who come... The thing is, Ericeira, in the 80s, some surfers from the Lisbon area started to come here, okay, to live here. And then some others came, and suddenly, like 10 years ago, a lot of people from outside Portugal started to come too. But we as Portuguese, we discovered that Ericeira would be a really cool place to live a long time ago. So this happened with the Portuguese. Okay, of course there are surfers from Ericeira. You have Miquel Lourenço, you have Luís Inácio, you have, of course, and Luís Reis. Luís Reis is probably Luís Reis and Álvaro, probably some of the first guys to surf here from here, sons of fishermen. But the thing is, there's a lot more people from outside Ericeira. And one of the things, I'm originally from Almada, in front of Lisbon, and I used to work a lot at Lisbon and all that. One of the things that kept me at Ericeira and that I don't like to drive. Driving for me is just something that I go. Yeah. It's a car is something that gets me to point A to point B. I don't like to drive. I love motorbikes, but I don't like to drive a car. And I hate to lose time parking. So one of the things I got here is that you can park, come on, like 200 meters, 500 meters, maybe in the worst case scenario to where you are going. That's peanuts. Come on, that's peanuts. Not like Tel Aviv, not like Lisbon, not like Almada, not like maybe Hamburg.
You come to Ribeira, it's funny, and you come to Ribeira, of course, the competition and everything, but you can, on a normal day, during the week, you can park and just walk to the restaurant and have a cafe or walk to the surf.
Exactly.
And everything is very well organized. And it's, I think, and it's true. They would need to think some infrastructure adaptation or infrastructure things that will like to plan for the future. But I think it's the quality of life is
it's much better.
It's good, yeah.
It's much better.
It's way more than just parking, right? Quality of life is way more.
Yeah, but it's a sign. It's a sign that of course, you know, but it's a good sign.
It's a small thing. I know it's a very small thing, but it's something that you can immediately feel that you are in a more relaxed environment than like a city, of course. Yeah. Much more. If you don't have to pay to park, you don't have to spend hours and hours to park and go from point A to point B. That's a sign of, for me, evolution.
Absolutely. I had another thing I want to talk to you about, because you mentioned that before, about the digital nomads scene that became here, that boomed, especially after the pandemic. I think something happened, and
during the pandemic.
Yeah, during the pandemic, it started. And what do you think was the catalyst for this movement? I mean, not all of the digital nomads are surfers. I know actually for a fact that some of the people that work on the magazine, for example, Alex Pierce, the photographer, we did a project together, and we talked a little bit about surfing, and then he was like, I'm not surfing at all. And I was like, really? And you live in and then it kind of hit me like, many of the people just come and like it, but they do not surf. So is it because of the good internet that they are here? Is it no, seriously,
Maybe.
Because they have good internet here also.
Good internet and parking.
Fog, a lot of fog.
It's much more.
You tell. Come on, Marica.
It's not only about surf, that's it. I think during the pandemic and after, not only the surf community grew, but also the yoga, the retreats, more the slower lifestyle. I think this generation discovered a slower lifestyle, more healthy, more with yourself and more connected to the nature. And I think many people came here living close to the ocean, but also close to an airport, close to a big city like Lisbon. Having the infrastructure, having a cheap, good parking, but also very close to the ocean, close to the nature, and you can find your peace here if you're looking for it. And I think that's why many people came here, and that's why many people come and decide to stay.
Yeah, yeah. You cannot take the magnetic energy from this place, no matter what. No matter how we try to hide it.
The vibe.
Yeah.
I only feel that if you're connected with that. I only feel this vibe here or in Sagres.
Yeah, I didn't spend much time in Sagres, to be honest, maybe one or 2 days. But also what happened here is in the last couple of years, there is starting to be some party scene going on. Like there is like something new. I mean, I feel like there is a bit more DJ coming and people are, mixing live music with the DJ sets. And there is like a new... Something that I think it's also, because in one hand you have also the traditional Orizo style places, and you also have this new vibrant kind of parties going on. Like the other weekend they had something at La Pointe. And so it's also super interesting.
Yeah, well, that comes
developing.
Yeah, that comes with
the young people.
With young people, and like Marica was saying, these kids, these 20s people. Kids who are like my son's age, my son is 19, and so from 18 to, I don't know, maybe 25, 26, 28. These kids, I know for a fact because I have friends that work with human resources in companies. And this generation doesn't want to stay on a job. They don't want jobs for their lives. They want to go to a company, they experience something, and then they move to other company, or they go on a sabbatical year, and they go a lot more, like you were saying, into nature, and like trying a slower life. That's what I think.
Maybe more work on projects.
Exactly. They work on projects, and they live, which I think it's really cool. I think that's how I want to live too. So I want projects, I want to have time to spend surfing with my kids. Come on, and my friends, and to have a normal life, not just work. Yeah. That's not anymore. It doesn't work anymore like that. Okay, so I think that ericeira. Well, of course, with the pandemic, Bali closed. Okay, Sri Lanka closed, and so everyone who was in Europe and wanted to go to somewhere, they heard about, there's a World Surfing Reserve in Ericeira. Let me Google it, and a lot of people came. But the good thing is that the phrase digital nomads has one word. It's called nomads. So they're nomads. They don't spend time here a lot.
They became digital inhabitants.
Exactly.
Not really nomads.
They move.
Digital settlers.
They move. Now a lot of people is coming. I know, I have friends who've done it that are going back to Bali, back to Sri Lanka, because in the wintertime, a lot of people would go there and they spend summer here sometimes. And so they talk to each other. They tried to spend more time here, and they found out that it was really cool. But now they're moving again. For me, it's okay. And the party scene comes with that. Comes with those kids, which I think is perfectly fine.
Yeah. I once heard a phrase from like a famous politician. And he said, where there are young people, there is life.
Yeah.
And I'm traveling sometimes, of course, in Portugal, and sometimes I'm traveling in a little bit of ghost towns, especially inland, a lot inland. By the way, it's not something specifically in Portugal. It's
everywhere. Yeah.
Everywhere. People, where there is a little town that has no energy, far away from everything, or nothing interesting is happening, or people get deployed, people leaving the place, the young people, because they have nothing to do. They look for work in the big cities, or they look, and it's sad because all you have there is an aging community, and nobody even to take care of the people. And when you come to here, you immediately see young people, a lot of young, even kids. The schools are packed with kids, and this is the future. It means there is life here. Yeah. It's very, very, very important. And on this note, I just want to say that although I'm not a local, I think many people come here and mistaken the Portuguese warm heart and welcoming, because I never experienced such a welcoming culture, such a warm-hearted, welcoming culture everywhere in the world. I mean, and like genuine, like I've been traveling everywhere and met so many assholes, you know, like, hey, get the fuck out of here. We don't want you, like you, whatever. And this is like, and people mistake that and use it to their own advantage and step on the people that lives here. I don't want to say like, but people use it on the wrong way. Yeah. So what I'm basically trying to say is that don't fuck it up. Come here and you know.
Like Karina Eduard says in our video, don't try to, what was her sentence? Don't try to transform ericeira. Also learn how we do it here. Yeah. So that's Karina Eduard, former national surfing champion. That's her words, and she's a local. She's not from ericeira. She's from ericeira, yeah. But we're not going to be that specific. Come on.
Yeah, no, but as a foreigner, I can tell you that's like, because it's from a macro perspective, looking at it from the outside and seeing, you know, they're so nice. Maybe they're naive. Maybe we can take advantage of it. So don't take advantage. Yeah. Don't.
Yeah, because we're not stupid.
Absolutely.
But we do like to welcome people. Exactly. We are because you know what? Because we were travelers for a long time. The Portuguese went in 15th, 16th century. They went all over the world. My theory is that the most courageous Portuguese people went away and they stayed, you know. So we are we are descendant from the ones that didn't have the courage to go. So that's why I think we like to welcome people. So, you came back, you know. It's it's only a joke, but it's my theory. But we are really welcoming, and because we also had a lot of people that went. We had a lot of immigration from Portuguese to France, to Germany, to United States. It comes from a long time. There's a really interesting story. I won't tell you that now here. It would take too much time. But the Portuguese, you know that 25% of the Hawaiian population is descendant from Portuguese.
Yeah,
25%.
I heard about a musical instrument.
Yeah, the ukulele. The ukulele. It descends from cavaquinho, the Portuguese instrument.
I heard about it. Yeah.
Because what happened? There's a book I would recommend you. It's called Mandem Saudades. Of course, saudade again. From a Portuguese journalist about Portuguese immigration in the 19th and beginning of 20th century to Hawaii. It's amazing. You discover things. I discovered things that was like, whoa, really? Even King Kamehameha, that everyone heard about in the surfing world, had a Portuguese counselor. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So the point I was trying to take was that we traveled all over the world. So we like travelers. We are travelers, and we like to get people here. So
you understand the traveling mindset, the explorer.
So we know how to. We as Portuguese, we understand the feeling of being in another country that you don't know, or not knowing the language or the traditions. So we like to welcome people and explain them that. That's what I think.
Amazing. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I think it was a great, inspiring interview and podcast, and I hope many people will enjoy it. And thank you very much. And we do it again soon.